Gamma. Oh, he can't read. I forgot. Gamma, it's a sign that says engines must be turned off when you're loading. You can't have, you know how sometimes Waldo has it on when he's in here?
No, but
can't do that because of the ventilation.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem.
Do y'all think you can install it? Do y'all have self-tapping screws?
What?
By install? No. You don't? Okay. Okay, Gamma. So you already know this shop. Like, we've done a tour. I think Matt actually did a tour for y'all. But one thing, you know, the infrastructure of this place is like, I love it. It's well constructed, but it was kind of created with like spare materials that the previous owner had used. So it had like kind of different colors and different variations, and we'll pop up a photo of what it looked like before. So send it to you, Hector. But let's show you what it looks like from out here. So we really wanted to go with like more of a contemporary vibe. You know, our colors are red, blue, and white, or kind of red and navy. But definitely didn't want to do a building that color. So we went with a flat black with a brown trim. And honestly, a lot of our pergolas that we've been doing recently have actually matched this kind of theme. So we wanted to do that, and the reason being is that we're actually going to be installing a pergola in between those two buildings. You see where Pedro is? So we're going to have a pergola without posts that's going to go from left to right, and it's going to be that flat black with the brown trim. So we kind of wanted this to all kind of be, same, kind of have some continuity. And man, I'm super happy. We were going to stick with all black, but I really wanted to add a trim that popped and kind of gave it more definition and a little bit more character. It's still pretty simple, but very happy. So show them this shot right here. And then, we also did the office building. What we plan to do from this point on, take out this wooden deck. We're going to extend the patio with hardscape, probably up to here. And then it's going to come out to about right here. And then it's going to lead to this door right here. And then all of this is going to be removed. The sidewalk is going to be removed. And we're going to put in, probably going to put in Scandina D12 pavers. And on that back side, we're going to have privacy slats that are going to match the trim color. And we're going to do the IRP roof. So we're going to have a fan, recessed lights. And we're probably going to put a nice little outdoor TV here. So we can bring our customers here and show them, and also be able to enjoy it ourselves. Because sometimes we're in this little, honestly, this building is 600 square feet, but 140 of it is that back bathroom. So we're kind of crammed in here. So it's going to be a nice place for us to kind of escape. And for our current employees and the new employees that want to come here, make it a little bit more attractive. So yeah, and in light of like recent events that have been going on with our business, I've kind of tried to take a more, I've kind of taken some time to reflect and, realize I got to invest more into the business. And things like this, I'm never going to get a return on it, but I feel like we're going to get a return that can't really be, quantified. But I do think it's going to really elevate how we think, and it's going to inspire us. So I'm very excited. And the next step is probably going to be us remodeling the interior, because look at how it looks right now. It's pretty bland. And then we actually had a termite infestation. Well, the flyers that go out and try to find new places for the termites and infest, they had like completely compromised our walls. So we have like little holes everywhere, but we took care of that. But it honestly looks pretty dingy in here. So this is going to be the next step. But for now, the exterior was important for us, and super excited. I can't wait to get the patio in. We'll get some nice outdoor furniture. And again, it'll be a place for like customers to come to see like what we're capable of. And then it'll also be a place for us to enjoy. So let's go look at some job sites, Hector. Right now I'm at 8 miles. We gotta get some gas, and then you know what? I think we should give a shout out to the coffee place, Hector. I really do. The owner there, or the manager there, is really kind. This place, it's called Cambrian Coffee. If you ever want a really good latte, this place is good. I've never been a coffee guy ever in my life, ever. And I always just get black coffee. But one time I was like, you know what? I want to see what these like different drinks are about. I ordered a Cambrian latte there, and it's the best coffee I've ever had in my life. So shout out to Cambrian Coffee. I'm gonna get us a couple, Hector, get some gas, and then we'll be on our way. Best coffee in Houston. Here you go.
Thank you, bud.
Good morning. All right. Everybody's nice today. So fence is in. I think you were here, right? When they were taking it down. So we got the horizontal slatted fence. Customer had asked us to stain this actually. So for anybody that's getting a fence done, whenever you should always use treated wood, right? And right now, if you actually look at it, it has like a green hue to it. And this one especially, it still has a ton of treated material in it. And it's still almost kind of like damp to the touch. So you cannot add stain to this fence until it's completely dried out. The rule of thumb is like 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks with no rain. And let's say it does, like let's say it's been 10 days and it rains, you start over, you wait another 2 or 3 weeks. So once it's hit that point, we can come in here and do a stain for them. But just make sure you don't do that. You're probably asking, oh, why don't you do that? Well, the problem is the treated material that's in it, whatever that chemical is that they use in it, it actually will have a chemical reaction with the stain that you use. And what it will do is actually will create a bunch of cracks and fissures in the wood. And I actually made that mistake 3 or 4 years ago whenever I was actually physically building a structure, and the general contractor wanted us to like install it, stain it, paint it right away. And like 2 days later, there was these huge cracks through this like 8x8 treated post that we put in. So we learned our lesson. We were able to like caulk it and put in, you know, different things and kind of make it look good, but it's not ideal. So yeah, so that's my spiel on treated fences, treated wood. Hey, how you doing? Hey, is Sergio here? Oh, can I just show you something real quick? I just noticed, I mean, it all looks great. There's just one, I don't know if it's because the board's kind of wonky, but there's a pretty sizable gap. Like that's fine, but that right there, right here, you see that? That's pretty significant. Yeah, then we got to change the board.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's kind of, I think it's kind of bending the board itself. So,
okay,
cool.
All right.
I just want to let you know. Thanks, man. So let's go check out. Yeah, look at the board. You're right. The board here is kind of too, but it looks like they kind of worked with it. It kind of curves.
Yeah. So
some of the boards are like that.
try, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be at the seam. It's going to be covered up with the trim, so
yeah,
it's not going to be noticeable.
Cool. Yeah, yeah, especially here. But all right, man. Thank you. Yeah, so we're wrapping up that fence, but the other week we installed this new concrete pad for this maintenance alley. It was very, very crumpled up. It was hard for the client to turn in and drive on here because he has these nice, he has like a nice Mustang and a few other cars. So yeah, it's another thing that we can do. We're still waiting to get some of the lines. There's a gas lines and drainage pipes that are where the footers are going for that cantilever pergola that's going. And so we got to get those moved by a master plumber. Once that's done, we're going to get the posts in. The pergola will go up really, really fast. So happy with the progress. Potentially, I think it could be Xeon Zoysia. But check this out. Mira la pasto. Está bonito. It looks like fake carpet, dude. It looks, we didn't do it, by the way. Oh, look how clean that edge is. All right, so for those of you that saw our first video, we were humming on this job. We were probably gonna have it done that following week. And then the city of Houston was closing out this pool that wasn't closed out, and they saw this structure, and they said that for some reason where the post was located wasn't in line. So if you look here, we had to demo out the footer here. Look how crazy this is. This is all from the footer. And then we had to put in a new rebar and put the posts in. So it got scooted over about 3 or 4 feet. It's not a huge deal. And we handled it amicably with the customer, and he's cool with it. And then we'll fix up the kitchen, get the stuff in, and we should have this wrapped up by next week. And then the last thing we're gonna do is just like the turf and the pavers. We'll do cast stone pavers, and we'll be out of here. But yeah, we're getting concrete in today, and we should be good to go. You wanna get some B-roll though? All right, so we are at a really small paver install project. We have a lot of customers that ask us to do this. It's just a walkway from the front, little curve, and then we're gonna redo the patio. We're gonna do charcoal Holland stone pavers. Let's go check it out. Oh, we got 2 trucks here, bro. Matt, is this how wide it's gonna be?
The customer moved it over. This was just what it was, the demo.
Yeah, because we're scooting it over just a tad, but keeping the same width and everything.
Yeah, 4 feet. He just doesn't want to the roof.
Okay.
But yeah, Tony was already talking to us about Blaine this morning.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just she called me out of the blue.
I don't know why Tony's been in contact with her and us to get that done.
Cool.
Still got to do. There's just a lot of punch lists, but hopefully Oswaldo can knock out like 4 or 5 of them.
I think it's good, honestly, that we didn't have a job for them today,
Yeah,
because it forces us to do that.
Well, it also just makes it. If we didn't, it'd just stack up more.
I know.
When did you put those in?
When probably like the week that you left, dude. They're
Only thing
sick.
is I can't shove pallets all the way to the front now. The only problem.
Oh, but you can put 2 pallets on both sides, but not with D12.
Not with the D12s, but those I can.
Hector, come check this out. So we made a previous video about it, but I want to show you all this. So these are about 20 inches deep. It's the width of the trailer, which I think is it's under 8 feet. So I mean, you can fit tools in there, you know, and more importantly, you can fit chainsaws and hedge trimmers. You could even put a weed whacker in here if you wanted to. And our trucks, look at them right now, there's nothing in them except for, right now we got weed barrier, mulch, and some trash. So everything's kind of hidden and it's low profile. So you can't even really, you wouldn't, if you were a thief and you're driving by this job site, you'd see that our blower's locked up, you can't get to it. You wouldn't be able to notice this because it's low profile. And that's what's great about it. And it's honestly, we could honestly fit every single tool that we need in here if we wanted to. And the guys like it because it frees up the space for, if we wanted to get like 2 yards of Black Star while also getting material in here, we could load the truck up and have that. The only thing that needs to be done with these is we got to put a hydraulic arm so that we could just soft close it and the guys wouldn't have to worry about pinching their fingers. But overall, like, he put a nice like lip on it, if you look here. And then if we really wanted to be safe, we could lock it up. But honestly, very, very happy with the design. Our welder is absolutely incredible. So super, super happy. And then he also reinforced the axles as well. So yeah, very, very happy. So on this job, pavers going in. With pavers, you always need sand. So you always need sand. You're removing a lot of dirt and you're putting in the pavers. So you got to get, for this job specifically, we need 4 pallets of pavers, 3 or 4 yards of sand, bags of Portland cement, and then poly sweep, all that stuff, right? The problem with that is you can't load that up in one truck. So right now we're doubling up. Our project manager, Matt, got the spare trailer that we have. he went to the yard to go pick up the pavers, and then our foreman and his trailer and truck went and got all the sand. So that makes us a lot more efficient, because before the foreman would have to go get the sand, get it dumped, and then go back to the yard, go get pavers. And then we're down one man on the job site. And the foreman's really the guy that pushes the pace. So we really don't want our foreman ever leaving the job sites. So right now, this is a really ideal situation for us. And it's the perfect time to use 2 trucks and trailers. So very, very happy. This is a 480 square foot paver job, and we will probably get a majority of it done today, if not all. So y'all stay tuned. Let's go hit up that job with the kitchen. All right, guys, come with me. So on this project, we were tasked with a very unique issue. You know, this is a West University home, so it's a very constricted backyard. So they had an existing staircase, an existing deck that made this space feel clunky, couldn't really flow, couldn't walk through here easily. So on this staircase in particular, it came out to right about here. So even for them to walk from this point to this point, they had to actually step on the first step. So we changed that for them, opened up the step for them, especially when they come down from this back door into the garage door, which leads up to their garage apartment. And what they had here before was some old flagstone and some, I think it was decomposed granite. So we came in with our world famous 2x2 cast stone pavers. These are the smooth finish pearl. And we created this walkway, and then this little area right here could be a nook for a coffee table and a couple chairs. And before the deck, I believe it came all the way across here. So when we removed this, there was an exposed foundation. So we extended the stucco down. We did a pretty good job of matching the existing and making it look seamless. And that brings us to the backyard. They already had turf before, but we just wanted to open up the space. They wanted a place for their kids to play, and a place to kind of watch them while they sit down on their lounge chairs. And then just to kind of add some more grain and some more life, we installed our 2x2 trellis diamond formation across the side fence and the back fence. And then we have honeysuckle vines growing up them. So in a couple years, this whole place is gonna look green. The biggest part of this project was converting this existing deck into what you see now. So we went back and forth on different design concepts. I really try to push this open concept. So when they come out of the backyard, it just opens up to this nice green space. So this is what we came up with, cascading staircase. They also wanted an outdoor kitchen that looked like was always here. So we came up with this very simple design. It's just a 3x8 kitchen with a grill, storage, a couple of cabinets, and then a polished concrete top. I think the biggest change about this space is just how open it is. I can't explain to you how it felt when we were here before, but just having this open space just invites you to want to come out here. And it truly feels an extension of your home. So very happy with how this turned out. Another element that we added to this project was actually these wrought iron custom railings. So when the kids are coming out, they have something to grab onto so they don't just fall off. And it's not wooden, so you won't get splinters. So that's something that we were very happy to be able to incorporate into this project. Again, overall, very, very happy with how this turned out. Y'all enjoy. Thank you. We're going to be visiting my buddy Nick with Orion Landscape and Turf. They're over here in Memorial. So we're going to check out their office, kind of chit chat a little bit. Dude, this is cool, Nick.
I know.
Is this like a work? It's a what?
So Todd Mason.
Yeah.
Over the Masons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he put together a bunch of like, it's kind of like a private equity
Yeah.
firm. And they bought this place.
Hector.
Hey, man,
This is
nice
Hector.
to meet you. And then they bought this place and they rented out to like landscape companies, architects, builders, things like that. So it's all
It's like a work study.
yeah, it's all design companies.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and then there's like a guy who sells Turkish rugs, and then there's like I think a staffing agency and some. But
This is really fucking cool.
yeah, like most of these people are like architects and stuff.
Well, it's a good place to be.
Yeah, it's like $1,400 a month. So my business coach was like, dude, y'all just need to get something that's like keeps your overhead low,
Yeah.
and then
Semi-central.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point.
I like this.
Yeah,
How old is it?
I don't know. But this is so Todd's office is here, and then that opens up. And this is like our side.
Oh, cool.
So
Hey, he's the one that has that place off of it's Westview and
yeah,
Conrad Sawyer or something.
Yeah.
It's like that.
it's a burger place.
Yeah.
So over here on this side, this used to be where the hospitality company was, and they had to let go like all the hospitality people, and so we took over this side in their offices. So
So you get to go in through here.
no, we have our door.
Is Mike here?
Yeah, and then Madison will be here soon too. So what's the YouTube video for?
So something I've been putting off for a couple of years, but I'm starting to do like just kind of the vlog walkthrough, like more like transparent style videoing instead of like all the clean cut stuff, and kind of being more.
There's Mike's.
Hola, Mike.
Hola, señor.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien,
¿Todo bien?
What's up, man?
You doing all right, dude?
How you doing? Yes,
This is
sir.
Hector.
What's up, Hector? How
Nice
you
to
doing,
meet you.
We're filming today, so I thought I'd swing by and check it out, dude.
This is
This is the $1 million view.
Yeah,
$1
yeah.
million view, man.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times during the day, there's like these weird little ducks that walk across the.
Dude, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Like I just get to stare at like this like silver metal building all day. This is a lot better. Oh, we actually painted it black.
I saw that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we painted it
We
black,
have this
but
beautiful view of this field. It's very nice.
Yeah, we're trying to get him to turf the whole thing. But
yeah, Nick, I already know that you're. Nick just wants to turf everything, so there's seams every 15
Turf
feet.
the world. The only drawback of this office at about 2 or 3 o'clock, it turns into a sauna
Yeah, dude, it gets hot.
because like if it's
Oh,
sunny
yeah.
outside for whatever, it just like traps in heat.
Yeah, Tony's side. I switch offices because Tony's office gets beaten up by the sun. So I think we're gonna get that ridge from.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna
To
get
come
him.
out and
He
install
already did Tony's.
Oh, really?
He already did Tony's house, but I'm gonna have him do our office.
Just be like, dude, when you come out, please don't be drinking.
Yeah. Please don't wear tight pants.
Yeah, like he's
And
at
so-
Eames right now talking to the
Yeah,
client,
and so
figuring it out.
he does a lot. He does a lot. But like I have to project manage. Nick project manages the ones that he sells, and so like we're doing 2 jobs basically.
Yeah, we're doing 3 functions. It's like for me, I have to work on the business, build the systems, and then you're working in the business. So Mike will wake up in the morning and he's going to go visit 3 job sites, then he'll go to 3 appointments, and then go do 2 more job site visits, then go to another appointment in the afternoon. Then he's got to find, okay, if we can't send the bid on site,
Yeah.
then we got to like schedule a day to send bid. So it's just like we're having kind of a fluctuating scheduling.
Yeah. Tell him what you were saying about the leads.
So what
Yeah.
I was saying is we used to do like a churn and burn method, which was like, let's get as many leads as we possibly can in a short period of time and go boom, 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 boom. If our close rate's 20% or 25%, that's great. But what we found is if we can space our leads out and do 12 to 15 with one salesperson, and that allows him to still project manage, he can actually give that client more time and focus on the processes needed to get a better close rate. So we're actually bringing our cost per client down, and we don't have to spend as much marketing. So the idea is, how do we take our close rate from the percentage we're at now with the same amount out in marketing,
Yeah.
but get a higher close rate?
Yeah. So you're giving the client a better experience, like better
That's-
quality.
yes.
So because he's able to PM, go to the meetings, not feel rushed,
Yeah.
and then like
You know,
then things feel a little steadier.
it was a frustrating
It was a frustrating day.
appointment. Guy wasn't there. There was a language barrier. There wasn't a great idea of what they wanted. And so it was kind of like, why'd you call us?
Yeah, and like we spent, we made time out of our day to go do this appointment, and I was with Mike that day, and so we were running it, and I was just being kind of and like there were other workers working, and I like went out there and I like spit on the ground and just like I wasn't acting like I normally act on a consultation. So we walked back to the truck, and Mike's like, dude, he's like, I know that you're probably tired and angry because we have a lot of good customers and we got to do this shit. He's like, you can't act like that because you're the owner, and like everything that happens falls back on you. And I was like, that's a very, very good point. But at a place, if we ever spoke up like that, it would have been our heads.
No, that's why on the on the LinkedIn post that I put you're going to work closely with the owner, and I think it's important, especially when we're this small, that everybody feels like they can talk, and that's why previously with the other guy that worked with us, like it seemed like he was just too scared to talk, and I always told him, like we were transparent about everything, numbers, on my numbers, what I told him, hey, Tony's taking all the better leads because he's going to take the higher leverage stuff because he can handle it. He's like, I'm cool with that. He never had a problem with that. I said, hey, I'm going to make sure that, I don't give you too many leads per week, And so it was always I always felt like it was an open book, but I guess it wasn't. But I told Patrick that, like, and then if you want to raise, or if there's a problem, or you want to do something differently, or you want to try something out, like, you have to speak up. Otherwise,
There's no
it's just a
synergy.
month's going to go by like that. Another month's going to go by. Next thing you know, you're here for a year, and you're not progressing.
Yeah. Honorability and respect for the business.
But it's just us.
Yeah, exactly.
Three.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's us, and then we have
I-
our
yeah.
landscape architect and Jose, and we do everything, and there's nobody else that.
Yeah, so I think for me, after all this stuff has happened and transpired, like, I've definitely like tried to think about, like, okay, I need to, if I see red flags when I'm hiring somebody, I need to be aware of that, but I also need to be very, very transparent about how it's going to be. And like when we brought on Patrick, we told him, like, dude, it's going to be very, very hard at times. It's going to probably be stressful. I also told him, like, that's also a privilege to have a job that you have. Like, you get an opportunity to make 100+ K. Like, not everybody gets to do that. So it's a privilege too. But also tell him, like, there's going to be times like, man, I'm going to put you on one meeting and you're going to drive 40 minutes across town. I didn't mean to do that, but it's probably going to happen. Like, I think I'm just trying to be better about setting expectations. And then also, after what's transpired, I figured out, okay, there's certain people that just aren't going to cut it.
Yep.
And I need to not ignore that. Even though they have this experience or they say this or that, I need to be very clear about who's coming on and why they're coming on and how it's going to be, because I felt like I was very, very, I held up my end of the bargain, everything I promised. But even then, even if you do everything, if someone's not the right personality fit, it's going to crumble.
Work, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's like, we can't just like gloss over and manage everybody the same way, just like you're saying, because it's going to eventually
Also,
calm
I think,
down.
like, you got to be quick to hire or slow to hire, quick to fire. It's like with Mike. I mean, you and I started talking back when I was a company that was a couple $100,000, and then we started talking, waited for another 6 months, and then you finally ended up coming on in basically December or January. But I mean, that was a 6 to 7 month process. We had multiple different conversations, completely different personality than
Anton has they are different, but he since he knows us, it's very easy to deal with him. And he basically said, he goes, if y'all ever do cross the line, I'll tell you, just keep, he goes, I want to be good. And he basically said, I'm not a, he goes, I don't want to be I want to be better, is what he told us. And I was like, damn, and then we said, hey, do you want a half day off? He's like, no, I'm good.
Remember after the
Yeah.
show, after the trade show, like Mike and I worked the whole trade show, and then like Madison came and Jose came too. But we worked the entirety of the weekend, and I texted Mike. I was like, hey man, if you want Monday off, like you can have it. And Mike's like, well, you're working. I was like, yeah, I know. We have like all these appointments and stuff. And he's like, well, I'm working, dude. It's like, so be it.
Yeah, and that's such a good attitude to have, and it feels good, like, because you're right. You're working them hard, and when they say that, it's like, oh, they bought in completely, and it's like that means
money. So it's like I'm not gonna take a day off. I need money.
Yeah. I like that attitude. I think even if somebody's doing less than you in revenue or more or whatever, you can learn from anybody. Like there's always, or you can even be inspired or motivated by anybody. I don't like copying people like outright, but like I said, it's okay to be inspired. It's okay to take something and kind of turn it into your own. I don't think it's okay to like take something and copy it blatantly, but that's just my personal choice. I don't think there's anything morally wrong with that. But I think a lot of people get offended if you do a variation of what they're doing, But I don't. That's why I don't care. I'll share everything. I'll share everything within reason with my competitors, because I honestly want us all to be doing very similar things, so that when a client meets us, it's really just about the brand or about the person, not necessarily about the cost. That's kind of my philosophy. And if you're really trying to elevate Houston's landscaping, you should try to actually share ideas and be supportive instead of being butthurt that someone's taking a bigger piece of your pie. You should check if your pie tastes good instead of worrying about what piece is missing. Work on your product, work on your way to be, your systems and processes. I promise you, if you start doing that and learning from anybody, whether you're doing 200K, 3 million, 10 million, 20 million, there's always something to learn. There's always something to tweak in your business, dude. So it's my little rant. I have no ill will towards any of my competitors. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate any competitors. I honestly want to meet as many as I can so I can learn from them and make our business better, so it's better for our employees and ultimately better for their families. I hope y'all enjoyed hanging out with the Orion guys. Nick is building an incredible team, and even though Nick's been in business less than I have, his growth has been the best that I've seen out of any other company that I know that started from zero and gone up. And I think it's because he is humble and he's willing to learn from others and willing to recognize mistakes. And he's not like, he doesn't have a gigantic ego. I think all of us owners have egos, but I think his is like wrangled in, and he understands like his position, and he's always willing to learn. And even like I was saying earlier, you can always learn from guys like Nick, even if you're doing, let's say you're doing 45 million. I think there's so many things in that 30-minute, 40-minute conversation that we had that any kind of company could apply to their company. And I think anybody that heard that conversation was probably inspired one way or another to change something about their business. And I think that's why it's really healthy to have those conversations with guys like him. And I'm going to try to do more of these because there's a handful of guys that I'm cool with that are pretty much direct competitors. Been pretty much, without them knowing, they've been my mentors. Like, I will text them or call them, ask a question. They'll answer it right away. They're always checking in on me, and I really do appreciate it. And even in some of these guys, if we're going based off revenue, I probably have passed them up in that regard, but I will always see them. I will always be their subordinate because they brought me on, genuinely wanted me to do well, and shared information that they did not have to, and they still did it. And I will always be grateful to people like that. And so if you learn anything from Nick, or if you learn anything from me or anybody else that you watch, and it works for your business, the best thing that you can do is just share it to somebody else that's not doing as well as you are. And then hopefully it works for them, and then they pass it down. And that's how we actually elevate the landscaping industry that doesn't have the best reputation. And I think honestly we're doing it. And maybe that's the mission of this YouTube channel, is really just to help service-based businesses, and more specifically landscape businesses, learn how to run an ethical company that wants to create a business where people can thrive and like I said earlier, just take care of your families. And I think if you pour into your employees and into your staff and everybody, like it's gonna take care of your business. They're gonna take care of your clients, which will in turn take care of your bank account, which is why most of us are in this business. But yeah, man, I think we should do more of this. I think we should talk to more guys and kind of hear their view on certain ways of doing business. I love talking. I could talk like that for like 6-7 hours. But yeah, let's go back to the office. Oh shoot, road is closed, my friend. A little detour. Okay, and we're gonna put like a Corten steel logo in the middle. Really? So we kind of have this like brown theme.
That's sick, dude.
Yep. So again, thank you guys for following along. I know I kind of went on a rant there, but I just want to kind of share, what's really going on here as much as I can, and I hope to inspire people and help them out. And if you're ever wanting advice, comment down below or send us a direct message, and we're always happy to help out anybody that's in this industry or in the service-based industry. Like and subscribe. Please share if you got value from this. Thank you.